Okay, and we are live. Hi, I'm Philip Lee. I'm with Seward County Community College Public Relations and Marketing, and today I'm here with Norma Jean Dodge and Sarah Thompson, and they are both with Business Industry. And we've got another month coming up, and they have in November, and I'm sure they have plenty of classes coming up to enrich people. So let's get started. Who wants to start first of what's coming up?
Well, Phil, we're excited of our November classes and just to get through the last couple of months of the semester and the things that we're able to offer the community. This coming week is kind of been a slow week for us, but I don't know if Sarah can share with you some of the classes she may have coming up. But next week, we do have a CMA update. And just to let you know, because we received a few calls this morning already, that the CMA update, this is the last one we're offering for this fall session. So we will not have another one until the spring, which is typically in January, like the last week. So if you need to update your CMA, then next week is the time to do it. It is a 10-hour class. It is scheduled from 4 to 9 o'clock on Monday and Tuesday of next week, which is November 9th and 10th. So give us a call and we can get you situated. But again, I just want to emphasize that we will not have another one this fall.
Okay, so when's the deadline for that?
That one, we do ask that you register ahead of time, but as long as they let us know by noon on Monday so we can get the paperwork and stuff that we need printed out for them to complete for the state. So just give us a shout at 620-417-1170 and we will take your registration and payment.
And what are the times again?
November 9th and 10th from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. here at the Industrial Tech campus.
Okay, and how much is it?
The cost of the class is $100.
Okay. All right, and so that's really important. Obviously, if they need to get it out over there and they're thinking of trying to get it in before the end of the year, they actually can't. They'll have to wait until next semester. So this is a real important for them to refresh and to get it in now.
Yes, especially, I mean, these are our essential workers and they are needed in their area. I mean, so we want to make sure that we get their certifications update and they are able to do that in a timely manner. So just give us a shout and we'll help you out.
Okay. All right, that's for next week. Okay, what else we got coming up?
I do have one class this week. Tomorrow night at 6 p.m. we have an Artful Autumn Wreath class. Guadalupe Amador is a floral designer here in town, and she'll be teaching that class. It's kind of a fall, fun fall wreath. We'll give you a supply list. You can get all the stuff here in town locally. The class is only $29. It's from 6 to 9 tomorrow night. We've got, I think, 6 spaces left in that class. If anyone's interested, they can give us a call and we can get you signed up for that.
And where is that? And where is that?
That class is going to be in the Hobble Academic Building in classroom A193 in the science department.
Okay, and that's probably pretty good considering that you know, Thanksgiving's coming up, probably for good decorating for, you know, for that. And I'm sure that if they wanted to, they could probably transform it into Christmas kind of thing.
Yeah, or you know, they can make it as a gift to give somebody else. So lots of options there. And then next week is going to be a busy week. We've got a ton of classes next week. I have a Microsoft Word class in Spanish. That will be on November 9th. Denora from our HR department is teaching that class. It will be from 6 to 8:30. It's taught in Spanish. It is a hands-on class. They'll be at the computers working through learning how to really use Microsoft Word. Denora's really good. And they can call our office to register for that, or if they want to speak to somebody in Spanish, they can call the call-in center and Leslie can help them get registered. That number is 417-1313. And also on November 9th, I have a fall porch sign class that Jessica Bonzel will be teaching for us. It was supposed to be last week when we had the snow day, or the night before. One of those evenings that we had bad weather. So we rescheduled that. It's going to be on the 9th. It's from 6 to 9 in the Hobble Academic Building. And it will say give thanks, and she'll walk everybody through how to make that. She does a great job. So we're excited about that class. And I think we have 4 or 5 spots left in that, if anybody's interested. That'll be a really fun class. Again, great way to welcome people on your to your home without out on your porch, or another opportunity to make a gift for somebody for this holiday season.
And those are just 2 classes next week?
No, I have more than that next week. I didn't know if Norma Jean wanted to pipe in and if she had anything going on next week. If not, I can keep going.
Well, next week as well, we have, you couldn't tell today, but last week would have been a great example of it. We have a cold weather preparation and winter weather driving seminar. For those in the work area that are looking to, some companies are required to have safety training meetings once a month. What a great opportunity to send them to this 1-hour informational meeting to learn about cold weather prep, whether it's proper PPE or it's how they're driving in these conditions, but to make sure that you're meeting your guidelines for those safety meetings that you have to have. These safety seminars that we're offering is one of those great opportunities for us to offer our industry partners. So that is scheduled for Wednesday, November the 11th. It is from 10 a.m. to noon. That one is a 2-hour session, and it is $99. And Sherry Diller, our safety instructor, will be presenting that seminar. If you have any interest in this, give us a call, or if you have other safety topic ideas you want us to help you meet for your requirements for OSHA, we'd love to do that for our industry partners.
So Norma Jean, who is that basically targeted for?
Anybody that has employees out there that are driving for their work, that they're constantly on the road for their work environment, so that those that are doing that and are out in the field working, and you want to make sure they're wearing the proper PPE while they're out there. You don't want them to get frostbite or get overly cold. So, or even just things to keep caution about with their employees. As I mentioned, in driving, some of us may think we're safety are cautious when we're driving, but there might be things that you're not aware of that you should be when you see people off on the side of the road or coming towards you. Sherry's going to talk about those different things to look out for when you're out on the road driving.
Would that be something that would be regular people, would be interested in as well?
If they would like. I mean, this is solely geared towards employees that are working in the field outside a lot, or as I mentioned, that are constantly on the road for their job. But definitely, if you want to just be aware of that, we will take people in there that just want informational. There's a lot of people that just want information on how to protect themselves as well. So yes, that could be as well for anybody that just wants to do it personally.
Well, that's something that, you talked about last week in snow days out over there. If you're driving in the snow or in the rain or whatever, and it's pretty bad, unless you're inside, what do you need how to do it? And I think that's while the fact is that, these are more towards, the employees who are actually doing over here. At the same time, too, the regular Joe probably would want to know as well. Yeah,
definitely. I heard Brock on the radio last week, and he was talking about his son pulling out. He goes, "Oh, we got to talk about it." He was just mentioning about things. And I know with my own teenagers, we were really nervous about them driving out there. And so we kind of drove with them a little bit, and then they felt comfortable doing it the next day. So, but just being cautious with them too, that I'm not used to being in that kind of weather situation.
And so something that maybe, just in case if they're curious about it, sure, maybe peace of mind, they might want to be interested in taking it. So they can always give you a call and you can fill them in on it.
Yes.
Okay. All right, what else?
Go ahead, Sarah.
I have 2 other classes next week. One is a class that is actually going to be in Dodge City. The Dodge City Area Chamber and the Dodge City 4-County Development Corporation are putting on a class, a how-to series of the steps to become a child care provider. Okay. And I know that that's a constant need here locally. We need more daycare providers. So I contacted them and asked if we could partner with them on that. And so we are going to have a classroom here that we will Zoom in so people don't have to drive to Dodge for that class. Okay. It's a free class. There's no charge, no cost. It'll be Thursday, November 12th. So not this Thursday, but next Thursday from 6 to 8. And again, we'll just be Zooming in to theirs so you don't have to drive. But If you're thinking about becoming a child care provider, this would be a great place to start. Get a lot of great information, and it's free. So you can't really beat that. You can call our office to register. We'll take care of that for you. You do have to register even though it's free, so we know who's going to be showing up.
Right.
That room will still be socially distanced, and you will have to wear a mask. All of our classes, just like the rest of campus, require a mask. And then on Saturday, the 14th, from 10 a.m. to noon, we have John Eikenberry, who is a personal trainer here in town at Rapid Fit, and he's going to be doing a meal prep 101 class for us. So if you are thinking about ways to make your life easier, want to eat healthier, just want some new ideas, this is going to be an awesome class. He'll talk to you about how the best ways and tips to meal prep, what types of things you should include in the meal prepping, really to keep you on track for your week. So that class is $25. Again, Saturday November 14th from 10 to noon.
Now, is that basically a class where they're basically trying to prep for, let's say, for the busy person who is super busy, and so they can prep for the whole entire week? Or is it more towards the fitness side over there where you want to eat healthy food, or is it both?
I would say a little bit of both. So he's going to talk to you about the best ways to do it. So like if I meal prep, I cook all my food on Sunday and then, put it in separate containers so that I have it for the week. So he'll go through that. He'll talk about proteins, carbs. It'll be about health as well, but a little bit of both.
Great. Okay. All right. So what do we have the following week, the rest of November?
Well, next week actually not next week, but the next week is a deadline for one of the classes coming up the following week, Phil. And we are offering a Photoshop Fundamentals with Dee Flax.
Mm-hmm.
This software is used by a lot of people that are creating graphics, designs, or even if you are a photographer and you want to edit photos, what a great opportunity if you have not used Photoshop and want to learn more about that. This is scheduled for November the 16th and 18th in the evening from 6 to 9, and the cost is $79. The reason for the deadline next week is we do have short course books that we order for this class, and we need to get them ordered, and they typically take a week to get here. So if you've thought about this for a while and said, hey, I really wish I knew how to do things with my photos, and there's several people in the community I've talked to about, and so we're always trying to meet those needs, and this is one of them. So let us know and we'll register you. But again, that deadline is November the 9th at 3 o'clock, so we can order your books and have you registered for the class on the 16th and the 18th on Photoshop Fundamentals.
Right. And Photoshop is one of the basic, almost like one of the basic programs that people use to Photoshop out over there, and you hear about it all the time, and it's almost like a regular now these days, sort of like Jello, where we're going to Photoshop something, and it's really important. Obviously, this is going to be probably a basic class, right? But I'm sure that people who are sort of advanced too, because I've known Dee, and she will probably take questions or probably sort of geared them towards if they have problems with particular problems that they're using Photoshop for. I'm sure that she can address those.
Yes, definitely. And Dee is very detailed in her instruction. We're excited to have her. She does our Excel classes as well. So this is a great opportunity to learn from someone who uses it quite often and knows quite a bit about the program. And even if she doesn't, she's very reachable. And I know she tells them, give her a shout if they have any other questions. So short-term class in the evening, and won't take away if you can't get away from work. This is a great opportunity because it is in the evening and you can take it then.
Okay. All right, what else?
November 13th as well, I have a defensive driving for truck drivers. Again, this is it's a little bit different from the winter driving, but this is one that's specifically for truck drivers. As I mentioned before, we partner a lot with our truck driving program. If people aren't familiar, we do have a truck driving program on campus, and they have certain days that are seminar days, and this is one of them. So if you're a truck driver and you need to take a course on defensive driving and get that certificate, which is typically good every other, it's like a 2-year card. So if you need that, please join us on November the 13th. And the cost for that is only $45, and it's from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. So give us a shout at the office, and we'd love to register you. And Michael McCarthy and Manuel are the 2 instructors that we have for our defensive driving classes for truck drivers.
And that's a Friday. And that's a Friday.
Yes,
Friday
correct.
during the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
On Monday, November 16th, I have an Excel class, a basic Excel class that will be taught in Spanish. Excuse me. Again, Nora will be teaching that. It will be hands-on at the computers, so they're working on it as she's explaining and teaching them. That class is $40 in the Hobble building, right across the hall from the HR office. And it's from 6 to 8:30 p.m. They can, again, call our office, or they can call the Call-In Center at 417-1313 to speak to somebody in Spanish to enroll for that.
To add on to Sarah's Excel class, we do have an English Excel class. It's originally, just because, like Sarah mentioned, because of the weather, we had to postpone a lot of classes last week. So our next Excel class, it's a level 2 course, though. It is the November 17th and 19th. It's from 1 to 5, and the cost for that is $99. But again, it's one of those classes where you have to register early. So that one is scheduled for November the 10th, so we can order the books as well. So if you already have some Excel experience and you want to go further into different formats and formulas and what other things it could do for you, this is a great opportunity to move on to that next level on November the 17th and 19th. And Dee Dee is our instructor for that one as well.
All right, what else we got?
That's all I have for November.
Okay, November 18th, we do have a lunch and learn, and we actually only have limited spots. And Phil, your wife is teaching this class for us. It's keeping good employee documentation, and we are in the conference room, but we are currently at 25, and we are going to max that class out at 30 with COVID and the social distancing and spreading out. That class, we only have 5 more seats. So if you're an HR person or just an employer that want to make sure your supervisors are keeping good employee documentation, this is a great opportunity to hear from one of our attorneys here in town. It includes lunch, and it's only $15. And we do ask that you pre-register the Monday before, just because we need to let our Great Western Dining Services know how many people are going to go through the line. And the line's a little bit different than it has been in the past. Everything is you still go through the line. It's pre-packaged kind of food. It's still good food, but they put it on the trays for you there. So it's a little different, just to give people a heads up than what you've seen before if you've been at one of our lunch and learns.
And that's at noon?
It starts at 11:45 and it goes till 1. We leave part of it for networking. They get their food and they come and they kind of visit. And it's kind of hard to network when we're spreading you out, but we encourage our businesses to visit with each other and see how other businesses are doing, what kind of things are they hoping to see within the next month, and kind of the word of mouth to spread out news about what their business is going to do, maybe even for the holidays coming up here soon.
Okay. All right. What else?
We're continuing with our leadership series, and that one as well, I believe we only have 1 spot left, but we could move into a different room if we received more registrations. So if this is something of interest, don't hesitate to call me and I can look into maybe moving this into a different conference room. But the leadership series this month is Change Happens, Get Ready, Immunity to Change. So change is difficult for a lot of us, and you may say, oh, no, I adjust to change. I mean, but really, we really think about it, change for all of us, until we think about what the change is and how do we move forward with this. And not saying that we're going to not do it, but it's just great opportunity to learn some different things about how to move forward with change within your own organization. That is scheduled for November the 19th. It is from 1 to 5, and it is $65. Couple of other stuff coming up in November. We do have our electrical and building contractor continuing education courses. We did have some last month, and those went well for the plumbing and mechanical. This month is electrical and general contractors. Those are scheduled. The electrical is November the 20th from 8:30 to 3:30. They can come at one time and get their 6 hours that are required for the year. and that is $149. And the general contractors, same time, 8:30 to 3:30, but on Saturday, November the 21st, and it is again $149. And that just saves people time and money. They don't have to travel back east, and they don't have to spend money on a hotel, and they can be here locally and get their training and also visit with their local, with their other other electricians in the area and other general contractors. Last month we had people from Garden City, Ulysses, Sublette, Hugoton, and of course Liberal. So it was nice to see that different area of Southwest Kansas here in Liberal to take those type of continuing ed credits here.
Okay. Anything else?
That's all I think we have for November.
I have one I wanted to tell you about. Last week we did have to cancel our basic art of cookie decorating class because of the weather. And that class is moved to December 1st. Okay. And I think we still have 5 or 6 spots open there. We have another one on November 10th, but that class is completely full. So if anybody's interested in the cookie decorating class, we do have spaces available on December 1st. It's $39 and everything is provided. She makes the cookies and the frosting and shows you how to do it all. And everybody leaves with 6 beautifully decorated cookies if they don't eat them first.
They make it
hard to get out of there without eating at least 1 or 2 of them.
Right.
But again, $39, December 1st from 6 to 9.
Right, and that's a Tuesday.
Tuesday, yes.
So, Norma Jean, how are things going over there with these classes so far? You know, we've talked about them, and as the semester has gone on, have you seen an influx? I think that you sort of touched on the plumbing, where we had, we saw like we had quite a bit of people, but we also had a bunch of people from different areas coming in. And it sort of seems like that there was a little bit, things were getting a little bit back to normal. At least it sort of seemed that way to me. And of course, people were being safe and wearing masks. So how are things going so far with these classes?
I think they're going well. And we do make sure when people register that we emphasize to them that we are a campus that requires masks, and they know that when they come in. So it's hard for instructors to present, especially when they're long classes wearing them, but they get through them because our faculty do that as well. But it's been going well, pretty well, especially if they need the classes. They're going to be here and they're going to take that. Sarah and I kind of talked last week, we have our ups and downs. It kind of depends on what the community is doing and what we're hearing about the cases and not. And we'll notice that in registrations. But definitely if they need the class like this continuing ed, they're going to be here. They want to be here because they need them, and they'll take the precautions that they need to. And they've been very respectful what the college requires them to do.
Okay, but have they basically been picking up as such? Are you seeing sort of a more of a normalization kind of, or are there still people still kind of hesitant?
I think it depends. I think, like you see Sarah shaking her head, I think it just really depends on the class. But when you talk to the people that are here taking the classes, I think they're feeling comfortable about it and wanting to move forward and do some fun things and get out of the house, especially with Sarah's classes. And mine are more of they need it for work, and so they're going to be out here so they can get those skills that they need to move forward in their job.
Well, I think it's important, Sarah. I mean, have you seen that there's sort of, people are really itching to come to these classes? Like you said, the cookie decorating is all fall. You're looking at different ideas that you could probably do that maybe you normally wouldn't do on a normal for a normal reason. But I mean, the people sort of seem to need these classes to sort of, like you said, get out of the house, like Norma said, and to do something. And I think that it helps quite a bit.
Yeah, definitely. Some of our more popular classes, we haven't seen a change there. Like the concealed carry, I actually had to add a 3rd concealed carry class this semester because I've just got so many people. So the cookie class, some of the, like I said, some of the really popular ones we haven't seen a change with. Some of the newer classes or other things, it's kind of been hit and miss depending, I think, on where the case numbers are. Right. When we get closer to that class. We have had to cancel a few classes this semester, but it's hard to know. Was there just not an interest, or people not enrolling because of COVID? But the people that have come to our classes, you know, they come with their mask on, they enjoy their time in the class. And you know, we've gotten a lot of great evaluations on those classes that they were glad they were there, they enjoyed it, they had fun. And so I do think people are looking for ways to get out of their house, still be safe. So I think the fact that we are limiting our class, you know, we basically cut all of our classes in half in what we would normally take in those classes, just so that we can make sure we can socially distance. Then add in the mask, and I think people do feel safe coming and taking the classes. So
I think it's important to note that you know, you sort of said that, you know, every year you guys cancel classes anyway. Every year that you don't have people coming in, and a lot of times you just sort of don't know. So whether or not it's because of COVID, or whether or not, like you said, there's a lack of interest, or sort of things you just never can really tell. But again, I think that it's just really important to have these classes, you know, on all levels, whether or not it's safety requirement or personal enrichment. I think it's great that you guys are still, you know, plugging away doing it. All right, guys. You know, it looks like we've got plenty of classes for November. Why don't you give them a email address or a phone number where they can contact you?
Phil, real quick, I'm going to give you the contact information, but I want them to know that this month is an important month for Sarah and I. We put together our next semester schedule. So if there are classes you want to see, whether it's in personal enrichment or professional development, this is a great opportunity to reach out, and I'll give you that contact information. But we offer what our clients like and what our community tells us, hey, we need to see this or that. Or if you're even one of those people that can present on one of these topics, give us a shout, because we're always looking for people to teach for us as well. So good contact information. I'm going to give you a general number, which would be 620-417-1170, and that would reach all three of us. Again, it's 620-417-1170. And our office email is BANDI, that's for BNI, at SCCC.edu.
Okay, and you can also, if they're interested, they can also go on to the website, which is go to academics, go to business and industry, and look for fall classes, and click on that, and they definitely can get an idea of what classes are going on. And I'm glad that you mentioned about telling the public or community if they have any kind of classes that they want to do, because you guys are always looking, always interested in taking in ideas, because that's how you guys grow. And someone have a great idea that you guys may not think about, or the fact is that you guys weren't sure about. Now you have some verification or validation from these people that, hey, we do want it. And so I think that's really important, that, you know, to get the public input in there.
Yes, definitely. And, you know, when we mentioned the continuing ed for some of the industries that we're offering for, if you have to get continuing eds for your profession and we're not offering it, give us a shout and see, and we can see how we can bring that here, so you don't have to travel for those type of credits that you need for your job.
And just as, again, another aside out over there, is that you guys are having like that Zoom meeting from Dodge City. And I think that that's something that is, you know, with the pandemic, we've sort of begun to see that, and that you may see more of that coming in the future, in terms, especially with the things that, you know, the seminar stuff, as opposed to maybe, you know, the personal fun stuff where people need to sort of like to sort of do things and do with their hands. So, you know, there are going to be a lot of opportunities, and I'm sure these two ladies in their department will definitely give it the best shot that they can to try to get the programs that you want.
Yes, definitely.
And we are offering some of our classes now, if they're not a hands-on class, and if our instructors are comfortable with it, we are offering them either in person or via Zoom. So we have done several classes that way for people.
Yeah, just ask us and we will let you know. So, because even like Sarah said, she's done a couple and I've done a couple. We just asked the instructors, oh yeah. So we've been trying to schedule them in Zoom rooms so we can do that.
Okay, great. Ladies, thank you for everything today. And we look forward to talking to you guys again in December. And I'm sure you'll have a lot of Christmas classes coming up in December. And I think you guys do
beginning
a
of
great
December.
job. All right. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank
Take
you,
care.
Bill.
Bye.
Bye.